Well, it looks like 2018's hashtag no fucks given has claimed its first victim. Cue the music. That's right, you heard it right here. We already had someone fall into the hashtag no fucks given for 2018. I'm Manny Moonraker. This is UFO Buster Radio. And it's a podcast about the UFO phenomena. Some people just don't get it. You can't listen to one or two shows and think that you know what the fuck you're talking about. But before we get into that, the article today is going to include an audio clip. Because I know you guys like that, because I kind of get tired of reading articles to you guys. It's better when these things are accompanied by video or audio so that you can get the first-hand news, not from me, but from the individual that they're talking about. Because like I said last week, the Pentagon shit, it's not going to go away. It's going to keep on going. Some of you don't watch Fox News. Some of you don't watch any news at all. You just go about your business. But Fox News had David Fravor on for an interview. If you don't recall who David Fravor is, that first video that was released by AATIP from the Pentagon, where they showed the little white UFO in the air and the two pilots are talking about it, trying to figure out what the hell it is, David Fravor was one of them. David Fravor was interviewed by Fox News. It's about a 4-minute interview, so get your seatbelts on, get the popcorn, listen intently, because he's got this interview, and I think you'll like it. He seems like an okay guy until you actually see the video. He's got this look on his face like, that's just me. That's just me. Don't take my word for it, but check out the video. Here it goes, or audio, sorry.
UFOs have been the stuff of conspiracy theorists for decades, often mocked for talking about it, but maybe they shouldn't be mocked. Commander David Fravor spent 18 years as a naval aviator, a pilot. In 2004, he had an unforgettable encounter with an aircraft he said was defying the laws of physics. Former Commander Fravor joins us tonight. Thanks a lot for coming on tonight. Tell us what you saw.
Well, we had launched on a routine training mission. When we joined up, we were told that the event was going to be canceled and that we had real-world tasking, and we were sent out to the west. Now, take in mind that this has taken place about 100 miles southwest of San Diego, between San Diego and Ensenada, Mexico, on a clear, perfect day, blue waters. We get out to the spot where they tell us it's at. We start looking around, and both airplanes see a disturbance in the water and a white 40-foot long tic-tac shaped object just hovering above the water, going forward, back, left, right. There's no rotor wash, there's no wings, nothing. So as we drive around in a clockwise flow, we get to about the 9 o'clock position, and I said, well, I'm going to go down and check it out, and the other jet is going to stay high. So as we go down, when we get to the 12 o'clock position, it starts to mirror us. So it's in a clockwise flow, and it's on the opposite side of the circle from us. And we continue this. It's in a climb, we're in a descent. We're getting a great look at it. This whole thing takes about probably up to 5 minutes from the time we show up. I get over to the 8 o'clock position. It's at about the 2 o'clock position, and I decide I'm going to go and see what it is, and it's about 2,000 feet below me. And I cut across the circle, and as I get within about a half mile of it, it rapidly accelerates to the south in about 2 seconds and disappears.
What would you estimate the speed?
Oh, well above supersonic. It like a bullet out of a gun, it took off.
So from what you know about aerodynamics, mechanics, physics, should this be possible, what you saw?
Not with the technology that we have today. Not at all.
Even now, even 13 years later, is there anything that you know of capable of this kind of behavior?
No, there's nothing I know of. I mean, when we saw the video with the IR, it has no exhaust, no discernible things of anything form of propulsion. And this thing came from a dead hover over the water, just kind of moving around, to a climb up to about 12,000 feet to rapidly accelerating away in a climb, and in less than 2 seconds it was gone. And you figure you're talking 50 miles of visibility, and you can easily see an object that size easily out to 10 miles, and it just disappeared in seconds.
What would be the effects on a human pilot of the G-forces involved in that altitude change?
Well, the altitude wouldn't be bad. It would be the acceleration of the object.
That's right.
Honestly, I wanted to fly it.
Yeah,
but, I bet. There's, talking to some physicists, they don't think the human body could handle that kind of force with that acceleration.
It doesn't sound like the human body could. So bottom line, what do you think this was?
I believe, as do the other folks that were on the flight when we visually saw it, that it was something not from this world.
When presumably you expressed that belief to your superiors, what did they say?
Actually, we caught a lot of grief getting back to the boat, and it got passed off as an event that no one could explain. Now, keep in mind, they had been tracking these for 2 weeks prior to us seeing it, and this was the first time that manned airplanes had been airborne when the objects appeared.
This feels like a really big story to me. It's not exactly clear why Vladimir Putin's more interesting than this. I think this seems like a big deal. And Commander, I appreciate your taking the time to talk to us about it. You seem sober and believable, and I appreciate it.
Well, thank you very much, Tucker.
Thanks.
Okay, so there you go. That was David Fravor. And you know what? Right from the go, I'm glad that Fox News gave him an opportunity to speak on this and not act like a total butthose, right? They let the guy, they gave him a forum, he got on the national news, and he talked about it. That's fantastic. Like I said, when I look at his video, he looks a little awkward to me, but it could be because he's a pilot, right? He's not used to doing interviews on Fox News, which I'm sure going forward he'll do a few more here and there. But it's funny how when you listen to him speak, and you can tell that even at that time, David Fravor was pretty sure that this was not something, at least from his perspective, that was terrestrial because of the things it could do. Now, is it possible that there was some kind of a, Russian thing, or somebody out there has some kind of special aircraft or something that they were working on? I mean, it's possible, right? But he's talking about that from when they had the sighting till now. He says the things that we have now could probably do that, but not when it happened in 2004, which was 13 years ago. Well, yeah, 13 and a half, give or take a few months. But everyone that witnessed this thing firsthand, according to David Fravor, believes that this particular incident was from 4.2 far. The other thing that, again, is news to me, because I didn't really read a whole bunch of this stuff because it was overwhelming at one point, but David Fravor said that they had seen these objects for several days before. So the military was aware something was going down. And as he said, they were diverted from training exercises to a real-world deal, incident. You may not believe AATIP, you may not believe Tom DeLonge, or the crazy man from Bigelow Aerospace, the head guy, Robert Bigelow, and you might not even believe the rest of the people around these guys. But the one thing you have to believe is the first-hand account from the pilot. And I don't see why anybody would not. So the link to the article, which goes back into the whole Pentagon video, AATIP, and all that kind of stuff, it's in the description. It's from Fox News. Check it out. Read up on it. If you haven't had a chance to look at all this craziness, this is a good place to sum it up, and you get to look at David Fravor on video and enjoy it.
Coming to you from the hills of Texas right here, UFO Buster Radio is now on the air. You can visit Manny and Big O at UFOBusterRadio.com. That's right, this is Bubba Doohickey saying, boys, squeal like a pig. Oink, oink, oink.
All right, so here's the last part. There's a reason why there's a no fucks given for 2018. 2017, there were a lot of people who made some really crazy, outrageous comments and really trying to charge up the Moonraker by making some really weird and strange claims. Fact of the matter is that I report basically what's being reported everywhere else. And for those of you who've been around for a while, you know that I've said on many occasions, it's pretty sad that only publications like The Star, UK, and The Sun are the only ones who are picking up on UFO stories. But that's not the only thing that's going on, because everyone that has a UFO story actually goes to them. They don't really even try to go to the mainstream media because they get rejected. So early on last year, I decided I'm going to quit knocking these publications as much as possible. Sure, they write these things with a bit of a bent to it because they're trying to sell their story, but you really have no other avenue to go to. They're the ones who are spreading the word. And yeah, they include Security Team 10 and all those other nitwits in there, but that's where you gotta go. That's right now is where all the information regarding ufology is being funneled. So that takes me to this morning. This morning I saw a statement by someone fairly new to the podcast, I must say, because they only joined the YouTube channel about 2 or 3 days ago. And they decided that they were going to besmirch me because I used an article from The Sun UK. And let me just say this to you, mister, if you're listening. I just went through a Fox News article video, mainstream media. Fox News actually took that report, took that article from the UK Sun. There's mud in your eye. The other thing is that this individual decided that they were going to say that we need to, as UFO researchers, I don't know what he is. I really don't know. But as people who follow ufology, as Big O one time said, enthusiasts, that we need to just drop all these online publications. We need to drop electronics. Don't turn on your phone. Don't turn on your radio. Nothing. Can walk into the freaking goddamn woods with nothing and research UFOs. I don't know about you guys, but I hear the banjos from Deliverance playing right now in my head. I can hear it. Yeah, I can hear it. Squeal like a pig. Squeal like a pig. That's what's going through my mind right now. Squeal like a pig. Squeal like a pig. No. Only a jackass would go out into the middle of the freaking woods with no electronics, no safety equipment, and sit there waiting to be probed. I hate to see what he does for his free time. You really sound like a complete rubber dicker. I hate to say this, but I wasn't the only one who had similar comments about what he was saying. So if you want to go naked into the woods and run around and put yourself in the position for a good probing by alien or not, have at it. But I think I'd rather record a UFO than become its victim, unless that's what you're into. But like I said before, opinions are like assholes. Everybody's got one, unless you had an anal accident. Then you're just an opinionated asshole without a butthole. This has been UFO Buster Radio. Don't forget to follow me on Facebook. The page is UFO Buster Radio at Manny Moonraker. On Twitter at UFO Buster Radio. And on Instagram at Manny Moonraker. We'll be back next week. Thank you guys for listening. And don't let people like the woodsman Rubber Dicker interrupt your ability to research this topic or to get into things that are being reported through the only avenues that are reporting it. So with that, Excelsior!